I mean, being single in the social media world, it really sucks. You have your ups, your downs, your lies, your truths. He fine, but he ain't that fine. Why he's so cute, he ain't got no girl. So many questions, so very little answers. Why? Because nobody talks anymore. It's all about them. It's all about themselves. It's all about them. It's all about themselves. Yeah, I know I said it, but it's all about him. You ain't worried about her. And you want me to holler at you? No. Raw News No Fluff presents Being Single in a Social Media World. Welcome back to Being Single in a Social Media World. I'm your voice, Brandy Grant, and I'm stupid excited as usual to be here with you all talking about being single in a social media world. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I already know we have 3 things that we need to take care of. A little housekeeping we need to tend to. The first one I need you to do is subscribe now. Click my face if you're on YouTube. And go ahead and subscribe now. Make sure you're not missing any interviews. Make sure you're not missing any episodes. And make sure you are not missing the opportunity to be a part of the show. For my singles out there, it's tough. And social media does not make it any easier. Number 2, I need you to leave comments. And I need you to comment on other people's comments. That's what this is all about. You know, being open, being respectful, being truthful, just interacting. And we're doing it on a positive level. We're not here to tear anyone down. It's all about building, uplifting, and holding each other strong throughout this social media revolution. And lastly, and definitely not least, I want you to follow me, Brandy L. Grant, on IG at Brandy with a Y, L. Grant. Go ahead. Yep. Giving you a few seconds to handle that business. You can subscribe and follow me now, and you can leave comments as we go along. Let's get to it. This episode was supposed to be originally titled, The Excess is What Kills You. But I changed it to The Excess Past, Present, and Future because the excess can also benefit you. So, when you're single, you do sometimes revert back to the past. Don't judge me. The highs and the lows. The evils that you would never get back with, and the blessings that you learned from. You know, the ones that taught you lessons, whether they be painful ones or not painful ones. And the ones that mistreated you. The ones that treated you well. It just didn't work out. Though I can say personally that I don't do it much, it does happen. Sometimes I get annoyed at how I let it happen for so long. I mean, being in a relationship. And then other times it's like, what could I have done differently? Oh, you know what? Next week, I'm going to give you all a testimony about the worst relationship I have ever had in my life. The utter worst. Out of all of my ships, friendships, relationships, acquaintanceships, professional ships, teammate ships, family ships, all those ships that are just floating around, this one was the worst. So next week, I got you. I'm going to share in hopes that it helps someone or open someone's eyes. People perfect in these streets, but once that door closes, they unzip that facade and become their true selves. Next week, I got you. So here's the question for you. Why do you not block your exes? Why do we not block our exes? If things didn't end well, why, in some form, such as social media, do we keep them around by allowing them to still be a part of our life and in our world? One of the hardest things about being single in a social media world is the access. Yeah, it is. The abundance of access that we have to each other, our friends, our coworkers, our children, our family members, strangers, and the access they have to you. Our lives on social media or the internet as a whole is a clean white sheet that is hung on a clothesline, swaying in the majestic winds and a silent song that the sun just smiles at. However, that clean sheet isn't the one people are looking at. No. It's the one with the stain on it that people set their eyes on. That itsy bitsy teeny weeny stain. They somehow catch that one. The access spotlights the joy in your life, but also the failures. And the worst access to have is that to an ex. See, my whole podcast is based on the fact that we can all relate to a slew of situations about the facts that I'm about to relate. All of us single people, and even people in relationships, we can all relate. So now let me tell you a little story. My ex from 2003 to about 2010 got into a relationship. Oh, let me tell you, when I say that I was devastated, well, not devastated, I was hurt, I was bothered, I was stunned, I was emoting. I had an emotional moment, y'all, like for real, for real. It's baffling when I think on it today, like, I don't know, like, really, Brandy? Really? See, at this point, I was confused as to why I was so emotional over it. Shoot. Like, I had been violated. Now, mind you, my ex is my ace, my number one. My ace in the hole, my dude. He listens to me. He's not trying to holler at me. He's honest. He's protective. My guy is a great guy, and he's going to be amazing for somebody else. You feel me? But when I say that I was like, but wait, I have feelings for you. I want to be with you. Why do you want to be with her and not me? Again, mind you, this chick wasn't his first female encounter since we broke up. Nah, he had others. And those bothered me not. And perhaps that was because I was dating someone at the time, or I was chatting up with somebody. I don't know. But then when I saw that, I was like, wait, hold a minute. You belong to me. So I started to really be all up in his business and pay attention to his page. Like, I looked at his pictures and stuff before, and maybe I read a caption or two, but I didn't really focus on his page. Like, now it was what pictures did he have up with her, and what was he doing with her, and were they still together, and if Pop liked her, and if he liked her more than me. I'm your daughter. I've been your baby girl since 2003. Because can't none of these chicks have Pop, period. You can have the homie here. With our full force push toward her, I'll give you the brother. I'll give him away at your wedding. But Pop, nah, Pop stay with me. Enjoy. But that is the point. The access we have to other people's lives. It's insane. Look, I was just like all over the place. And he got to a point where he was like, you're tripping. You need to stop. At that point, he told me to just get over it. I'm going to date who I want to date, and you're going to date who you want to date. We're still going to be friends afterwards. So stop. So I stopped because he's right. I didn't want him back. I just wanted my friend to be my friend for forever, and I feared that some random chick was going to take him away from me. Mind you, I knew it wouldn't last. I mean, she looked his type, but she wasn't his dream woman. She liked a lot of things that he wanted and she couldn't give him things that he wanted. But still, I acted emotionally instead of rationally, and he sat me down with his words and leveled me out. Cool. So I'm good now. But again, social media access will jerk you up. Fast forward. He posted this bowling picture. It wasn't an abnormal post, as he enjoys bowling, but he posted a picture of like probably a bowling lane or something. I don't know. I proceed to comment, and I do this on his picture sometimes. I comment. I said something I would normally say, talking junk, about how he was supposed to invite me to go bowling and how he was scared that I was going to whoop up on him or something like that. And you know what this Hamanaka did? I'll tell you. He deleted my comment. He straight up deleted my comment. His best friend, the chick that everybody knows is his best friend, he deleted it. Then he has the gall to call me and question me about my comment. And when I say I deleted him out of my life so good and so fast, like clearly you aren't telling people that your BFF is a girl, or you aren't telling them that your best friend is your ex, because I'm super open about it. I'll tell a dude my ex is my best friend. If we were going to get back together, we would have done it by now, and you wouldn't be in the picture. So if you're uncomfortable about it, I don't know what to tell you, boo-boo. This dude has had my best interests at heart since day one. Clearly, he's not trying to get back with me, or else I wouldn't keep him around because he'd be preventing me from ever getting married. So there is not conflict, there is not issue, none of that. I disclose that out of respect for the guy I'm talking to, and I think it's only right. And at that point, I feel like he didn't do it. And by him deleting my comment, bruh. And remember I told you he called me and asked me, why would I leave a comment like that? Now, again, this is at the point at which I had gotten over my momentary lapse of judgment and insecurities and my, oh no, she's going to take my best friend away thoughts. And he says, why would you leave a comment like that on my page? And when I say I deleted him with the quickness, I was gone. I was done. I mean, blocked on Instagram, on Facebook. You have nothing to say to me, sir. Don't text me, don't call me, don't nothing me, because we are not friends, clearly. And I get putting your significant other before everyone else. I'm all for it. Prioritize your junk. However, don't play me. Do not play me. I've been your homie since day one. And you try me? Really? Really, mine? So yeah, I removed him. I'm sure he told people Brandy tripping again. I be tripping sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Brandy tripping again. And I don't give a flying flip. So yeah, having access to your ex doesn't just possibly jack you up emotionally. It can jack you up mentally. And if that ex was a good person and in the grand scheme of it all treated you well, then mentally you can get jacked up. It's annoying, and that's a huge problem with being single in a social media world, comparing your current situation to theirs and wanting to be ahead of them in the relationship happiness world. I can see why chicks would want to get with a homie. He cool, but the access so readily available should be limited. It's like, I'm sure he was thinking at the time, she missed out on something great. As I said and still do about everyone that has ever met and passed me by, he missed out on something amazing. Like, the dopest wife ever is who I will be. Shoot, I'm sure my exes, all two of them, are like, she missed out on something great. But no, I know for a fact I didn't miss out on nothing but a miserable life with two miserable people. I mean, both of them are cheaters, so yeah, I'm good. But they missed out on all of this, and they know it. Another thing that makes this quick access an issue is the access you have to the one they're dating now. I mean, I can honestly say that I have never gone to an ex's significant other's page or whatever, but I know that the access is there. Now wait, let me tell you why I've never done it. See, my dad told me not to. And my dad gives some of the greatest relationship advice. And 9 times out of 10, I'm taking his advice. It holds tried and true. So he told me not to. He was like, what's the point? To compare yourself against them? Why? Are you better than them? Probably. Is she letting him get away with things that you would have never let him get away with? Probably. But why does it matter? If he wanted to be with you, he would have never let you go. So don't look back. The past is a lesson to remember and grow from. It is not to make your future, and it is not to be compared against your future. So yeah, getting back to the ability and the option to have access to that new somebody. Now, it's like, I can check her page, pictures, life, what they did yesterday, who her people are, what they do for a living, what he buys her, where he takes her, so many things. If they're engaged, if she's pregnant, so much. And even if you don't go to their page because you have friends in common, that friend may share it. And even if you didn't want to know it, you still find out. On the upside, you can also find out if they broke up. That's where it's like, I'm sitting here still single while everyone else is booed up, happy and thriving. Like, what in the heck? I'm like, great. I'm like an amazing chick. Look, I'm not just telling y'all, just boosting myself up. I'm telling you, the girl is amazing. Now you know. The good finish last. I'll get married last. Got it. Darn you. But okay, somebody has to get married last, right? Why not be me? Now, even if you don't want the access and you couldn't care less, you are good with your life. You still have it, and you know you do. Not in the point previously made where someone shared a post, but in the point where he's not telling her about you. Or, guys, she's not telling him about you. So he ain't blocking you or she ain't blocking you. And then It's like, why would they? They now want to throw things in your face. I got him and you don't. She wants you to see what they're doing, what's going on. And with my bestie situation, I'm sure these chicks want me to know so I can stay in my place. But look, sweetie, as long as you get to my boy, we good. I have no problems with you. Have fun, date on, get married, get pregnant, have kids. He wants kids, give them to him, because I'm not. But for those chicks, or those people that don't feel that way, and she's gallivanting him in your face because you on her page checking out her life, and she's probably more than likely on your page checking out yours, making sure the two of you don't have any interactions going on. But she's gallivanting him around because she knows you're checking for her, and she wants all of his exes to know she got him. The access to their significant other or others, if they're a cheater, is another reason social media kills you softly. The third exes that you don't want are those shared friends. You know, the ones you haven't checked, whether it's because you want the info or because you just haven't bothered letting them know to keep that information to themselves. Like I mentioned before, they telling him what's going on your page. How do I know? Because he was coming back to me, questioning me as to why I said this or why I said that. One post was about him because I needed his spies to know the truth. The other, he just assumed more about him, which said a lot about the fact that he knew what was going on and how he had treated me. That he didn't want the truth to get out. Look, if you block someone, like I did with my ex, I blocked him. I mean blocked. And he will forever be blocked. This one, the one I'm about to talk about, will forever be blocked. But he knew what was going on my page. How? Once he came to me talking about, why are you telling people we only dated for 4 months? Because you cheated on me after month 4, brother. Next question. And for some time, he kept coming to me, questioning me about my page that he has already been blocked from. Sir. Tell your spies to stay off my page. Ain't nobody telling me about your life. Nobody is coming to me with information about you and yours. Why? Because they all know I don't respect you and thus don't care. So go live your life. Your life. And keep letting your girl live in her pretend bubble, because you're probably cheating on her too, because that's just the person that you are, like the fabric of you, the main thread. Sweetie, look, let me just tell you, if you're listening, he was on Bumble and Tinder while y'all were dating. After a year and a half. How do I know? Because I was filming something for him on his phone during the time, and I was trying to be cordial at that time, and a notification or 3 popped up that he had a match. Bumble is the best way to say that she approached me first excuse. I love not being blind anymore. Goodness gracious, I tell you, I love it. Sight is so much better. And girl, you're welcome. Are you going to do anything with it? Probably not. But anywho, you're welcome. Do with it what you will. Moving on. Woo! I just vented right there. Therapy is not needed. Just a podcast. Now watch I get a message. Oh, and did I mention he was leaving and he kept asking me if I was going to tell people what I know about him? Why, Muffin? If there's nothing to hide. Okay. So yeah, those darn friends. Don't let them jokers keep that dude in your life, or that chick in your life, because you're trying to move on to the next one. Remember that. You're trying to move on to the next one. The future, not the past, like my daddy said. The future. The next one should always be better because of the lessons you learn from the bad ones. You need to write that down. That's magic right there. And finally, the access is annoying. It really is. But let's talk about the access we have to the people that we are vibing, baby. Let's talk about them. You friend them because you like what you saw on their post or their profile picture, only to realize that they are shallow or childish and degrading toward women, or they are wise, passionate, they have a great head on their shoulders, they're just cute and just, aw. I'll give you 2 first name examples of the 4 and the latter. The 4, this guy named Jensen. The latter, this guy named Chris with a K. The 4, this guy named Chris with a CH. The latter, this guy named Gary. The latters, I was like, okay, I like your look. You're cool. You're rational. I like that post. I dig it. Moving on. The 4s. I was like, ooh la la, he fine. Me likey. And after a few weeks of being friends on Facebook, I was like, gross, who thinks like this and actually says it? I recall one of my sisters saying, I don't like him. Like, I had to unfriend and or unfollow. The latters, I found myself gravitating toward their posts just for the calm, the laugh, the smile, the faith, the truth, the person. Not the look, though it was there, but the mind. And that makes having the access the most beneficial. You can see who they are because people will tell you who they are, the things they post, the comments they make on other people's posts. Pay attention. People will tell you who they are. You just have to force and convince yourself not to delete the information they just freely gave you and create your own Frankenstein only for it to turn on you. Look here. I want the best for my 3 exes. I try to remain friends with them, just sometimes you can't. So be happy, be married, because I don't want you back. Once we're exes, we stay there. For example, say your friend comes to you and you're like, why you all fancy? Oh, I have a friend that's getting married. Oh, nice. So what you got on that +1? Oh, well, see, I don't think that would be a good idea. Well, why not? It's keto, your ex. And see, I'd be the one that's like, and are they serving cake? I'm not going to stand up and object. I want him to get married and know full fact he ain't ever got a chance. Shoot, I'll give the pimp away. I mean, please, can I officiate? Can I pronounce them man and wife? Can I push them over the broom? Like, come on now. I don't want my exes back at all. The access that we have to one another makes being single in a social media world difficult in good and bad ways. But also, when you have your confidence, you're not flexing on the gram, the access that we have makes being single in a social media world great. Now, let me round this out by saying, yeah, we do have access to their lives, but they also have access to our lives. And I know we walk around with that bad girl bounce like, yeah, I want him to have access to my life. I'm glad he has access to my life. Look at it, reflect on what you lost out on, sucker, but pause. I don't feel that way. See, just like they have access to them days where we live in our best life, you're not always living your best life every day. You can fool yourself, but we know better. So while they catching them best life days, they also catching them worst life days. So don't get beside yourself and get all confident and cocky talking about, I want him to see what's on my page. I'm posting this and I'm posting that. Turn up. Because at some point, every now and then, you're going to forget. And you're going to post something on Best Life Worthy about a day. And then they going to smile and have peace. I say block them. Let them imagine how great your life is. Because our imagination will jack us up. Although they can just go through a mutual friend, as I've had done to me. Like, dude, get out of my life. Get out of my business. Get out of her life. Get out of her business. Tell your news reporter, stalker friends, get a job that pays, because I'm not paying them to report my news to you. Why? Anyway, won't you tell them you don't care? Oh, because they know they messed up. The end. I roll. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this episode and, more importantly, your answer to the question posed earlier. If you don't remember it, here it is again. The question for the episode is, and mind you, all episodes may not have questions posed, but this episode, the question is, why do we not block our exes? I mean, if things didn't end well, why in some form, typically with the channel of social media, do we keep them around? Also, remember to set your calendars to tune in next week, as I'm going to get super personal, give you all my testimony about the worst relationship I have ever had in my life. And I was talking about them earlier in this post. The utter worst. Out of all the ships, friendships, relationships, acquaintanceships, professional ships, team ships, family ships, all those ships that are just in my sea of love, this one was oh my gosh, I can't even explain how much of the worst it was. That will air next Sunday. I got you. The worst, y'all. The worst. I can't even express it. Sheesh. So I'll talk with you next week. Love you all. Blessings upon blessings. Be blessed so that you can bless others. Bye. So, Raw News No Fluff presents Being Single in a Social Media World. That's our episode for the day, everyone. Remember, let's make sure we finished up those housekeeping things. You subscribed to this channel. You've left comments, or you're leaving comments on comments, making your original comments. Just make it do what it do, baby. Let me know what you think. Definitely make sure you follow me, Brandy Grant, on Instagram at Brandy with the YL Grant. That's on IG. And be sure to share this link. Y'all don't understand how much I appreciate y'all, because I do. Ooh. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, or you want to hear about, or you want to discuss, then send me a direct message on Being Single in a Social Media World on Facebook. Again, that's Being Single in a Social Media World. If you missed something, if you know someone that needs to catch something that was said on this episode, you can find this again on YouTube at Raw News No Fluff, on Facebook at both Raw News No Fluff and Being Single in a Social Media World, and on all podcast streaming platforms. Again, I appreciate you all for listening in this week. I look forward to reading your comments. I look forward to talking with you all soon. Talk to you next week.
Violence, please. Being single in the social media world sucks.